bin's wieder, Käse neu heran. Hier mit meinem Let's Play von Felix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Und beim letzten Mal haben wir mit der Verhandlung gestartet und Edgeworth ist so gnadenlos wie immer. Ja. Aber wir hören trotzdem nicht auf, denn es geht hier schließlich um unseren Mandanten und die Wahrheit muss rauskommen und alles Ganze. It certainly made all of my stress and hopes of chief prosecutor just melt away. Seine Hose? Oder heißt Vos? Vos wahrscheinlich, Vos. Nicht Hose. Wer würde bitte schön Hose wegschicken? I guess he had a lot of stress build up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I see! Mr. Wright? Are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court? What does he have to assume it'll be a bluff? Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, alright then. Let's see. I've got it. How do you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her keycard? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it. Interesting! But are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Wait a minute, Nick. I can't think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's keycard. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold in spite of not being a family member? Oh, that's right. Your Honor! The defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hold with Miss White's keycard. Larry, come here! That's your witness? Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me. That's not surprising because Mr. Nicoli told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed to have found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapelle's hold to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took and gave to me is proof. Then was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside to the reception hall? You know as well as I that with him anything is possible. And this is one possibility we should definitely look into. I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school? When when something smells, it's usually the butts. What? Exactly. Oh, that Larry! He'll pay for this, Larry. Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he's right up there in the gallery. Yikes! Bailiff! Siehst du etwas bevor he makes a run for it? Und dann gebe ich ihm ein Zitronenbonbon! No! Why does this stuff always happen to me? Ich bin allergisch auf Zitronen! Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself. You just break for a 15-minute recess! We ask that both sides prepare for the next witness testimony during this time! Okay. That's my kid. bin ich schon wieder so müde. 22. September, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Number 3. Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. A face-off against Mr. Edgeworth. A harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. Ew, I'm exhausted already. Boss! I'm here for moral support! Athena, are you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I sort of ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you! I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks you can run your rag. That may be true. Which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena! Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician! Huh? Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene! No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic! Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline! No, don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Run away! Hey you, you're not going off that easily! They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him. Gumshoe wurde erwähnt! Oh my god! We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? Leaving me to do all the serious investigating as I recall. Court will soon be back in session, Mr. Wright. Right, thank you. So, Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. Es ist Larry. Da kann man ja nur Unsinn erwarten. Oh Mann, kann ich bitte aufhören zu gähnen? Ah. 22. September, District Court, Courtroom Number 6. Da steht er auch schon wie so ein Larry. Court will now reconvene! Nick! Edgy! The two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us. Just Mr. Wright. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I've got to use whatever leads I can. Mr. Potts, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that had the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify. Logan, your testimony, please, witness! Na dann. Mal sehen, was du zu sagen hast. Das ist auch schon eine geile Überschrift. Larry! Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over. Das ist keine vernünftige Aussage. Ach komm, das ist doch ein Witz. Gleich kommt hier von wegen, it's just a prank. Ich mache jetzt meine richtige Aussage. Das könnt ihr getrost ignorieren. Come on, das hatten wir schon. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. you're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility. Thanks, old scum! Chum meine ich, nicht scum. Chum. Can't any of you show me a little respect? Even just a shred? You might cross-examine a witness, Mr. Wright! I would if there were any testimony to cross-examine! Tatsächlich muss ich das doch auseinandernehmen! Es ist kein Prank! Ich muss tatsächlich ein Kreuzverhör von Nick is a Jerkface durchführen. Ah! Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! Warum lese ich das nochmal? Ich bin kein Jerk! Come on, Larry! Can't you please give me something real to work with? Don't think I don't know about your tricks! If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud objection! And a super smug look on your face! Yeah, well, that is my job. And if I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done? Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? You heartless jerk! Don't you have any compassion for me? Wieso tun wir uns das an? I'm sorry, Mr. Butts, but it wasn't Miss White that entered the hold with that card. Then you're the most likely suspect. Nick, are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend? Well, technically, yes. But it isn't personal, I assure you. Oh, a true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Don't they mean anything to you? Nick! Nick! You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you? Okay, fine! In that case! Komm, das kannst du jetzt nicht ernst meinen. Larry, listen to me. Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore! This is getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry! If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss White will be found guilty! For real? Was meinst du for real? Natürlich for real! If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butts, for real! Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move a lantern up to the reception hall? I never moved any bull lantern, I tell ya! Bull lantern? What? Did I say something weird? You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception. Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Yeah, so what? Then that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bull lantern? You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell there were two bigger bulls by looking at the flying chapel's pamphlet. All I can tell right now is that there's a strong scent of bull in the air in here. Bullshit nämlich. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butts. Anyone could tell there were 2 pickup bulls by looking at the Flying Chappelle's pamphlet. Endlich! Danke! Danke, dass du jetzt mal was gesagt hast, damit ich vernünftig was machen kann. Nämlich, dass du Bullshit laberst. Hier, seht, habt ihr gesehen? I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a pig, a cow, and a pig, a bull in the example diagram of the reception hall. Huh? But on that day, instead of putting a pig, a cow, and pig, a bull out of the bride and groom, there were 2 male pig, a bulls on display. Yet somehow you knew there were 2 pig, a bulls in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you'd know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the pig, a bull to the reception hall, wasn't it? Ah! No! Larry, you didn't! Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall? That's what it looks like. What? Oh mein Gott, ist das ein Trottel? Habt ihr das gehört? Wait, Nick! You don't think I'm the murderer, do you? Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss White and you ended up killing him? Maya! Not you too! Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as it went! You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly! You snuck into the reception? Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprocket men caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. It was pretty awful, actually. But that's when I made that drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick. Ixnay on the aerodactyl ptay, Larry. Mr. Wright, not even you would take this fast that far, would you? We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? Larry ist ein Spinner. Das will man sagen. Aber war's nicht. No, you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and tried to elope with her. Just cause I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer! I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Nick! Oh buddy, oh pal! Oh, jetzt bin ich auf einmal wieder dein Freund. I knew you'd come through for me! Funny that considering your sworn testimony just know that we're through. Mr. Butts, it's time you told this court the whole truth! Understood? Bitte, tu uns einfach diesen Gefallen und mach's. It's just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said, exchange with the one in the hold, Alan. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? Then that means the victim really was before the reception. Was killed. Bleh. It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme. Scheme? What scheme? This note from the defendant, exchanged with the one on the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note. And thus he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Oh, that second lantern did feel pretty heavy. But I never would have thought there was a dead body in it. What was a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place? You've got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. It was simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful. Objection. What a sorry excuse, Mr. White. The prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Miss White's hands. No way, Edgy! I don't believe it! Do you still really believe Miss White to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course. My stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination. Gladly! Very well, Mr. Wright! You may cross-examine the witness! Yes, sir! Aber ich glaube, das mache ich dann auch wieder im nächsten Part. Ja, das klingt doch ein Plan. Egal, positiv oder negativ, Bewertung, gern gesehen, das war's von meiner Seite. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. See ya, guys!